It is very clear to me that a call went out. A call went out within the Democratic Party, and that call was that Hakeem Jeffries should not face a challenger, that no one should run against Hakeem Jeffries. I told you guys a couple days ago that Zoran said he would not endorse this candidate named Ossé, would not endorse him because he said that it could hurt what he's trying to get accomplished in New York City. Now we are seeing that AOC has come forward and said that Hakeem Jeffries should not receive a challenge. Let's take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. This is wild. This is wild. We're talking about AIPAC Shakur here. AIPAC Shakur. Exclusive. AOC says Jeffries' primary challenge, not a good idea. So this is the smoking gun that dropped. A lot of people are like, what the hell is going on? So let's go ahead and get into this. AOC signaled in an interview with Axios on Monday that she would not support New York City Council member Ossé in a primary challenge against House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. Why it matters. AOC is one of several high-profile progressives distancing from Ossé's potential run, arguing that it is a distraction from New York City Mayor's-elect Zoran Mondami's victory. Let's pause here for just a second. What the hell is going on? Hakeem Jeffries takes a lot of money from AIPAC. We're in the millions with Hakeem Jeffries, the money that he takes from AIPAC. And what is really strange to me, you guys let me know how you feel, okay? What's really weird to me is that some of the same politicians that said that Chuck Schumer needs to resign or Chuck Schumer needs to have a challenger, which AOC is one of those ones that said, well, if he's not leading, then he needs to go. Some of those same politicians don't want Hakeem Jeffries to have a challenge. Hakeem Jeffries takes just as much money from AIPAC as Chuck Schumer. Hakeem Jeffries is pro-Israel, not pro-Gaza. Hakeem Jeffries, a lot of people talk about Richie Torres. Hakeem Jeffries is just as bad when it comes to Israel. So this takes me back to that force the vote moment where, again, as Bree had said on The Hill Rising when she was co-hosting with Robbie Suave, that a call went out and told those politicians not to participate in the force the vote town hall and also not to force the vote. So everybody needs to pay attention to what is happening here. You cannot have it one way for Chuck Schumer and have it another way for Hakeem Jeffries. Let's go on a little bit more here in this article. Progressive Change Campaign Committee head Adam Green told Politico it is not the right moment to launch a primary challenge against Hakeem Jeffries. Not the right moment. We continue to hear this. Mondami also appeared to discourage his fellow Democratic Socialists of America member on Monday. I believe that there are many ways right here in New York City, both to deliver on affordability agenda and take on authoritarian administration in the White House. What she's saying, AOC told Axios during a brief interview at the U.S. Capitol that she was not aware that Ossé was challenging Jeffries. I don't believe that. Here's the thing, and I'll show you in just a second. I don't believe that. That's been all over social media, and that was before he filed the paperwork. He has now filed the paperwork. It was everywhere that this guy was planning to run against Hakeem Jeffries. And also Hakeem Jeffries also has a challenger. I'm going to bring this up in just a second because there's something weird going on. And everybody needs to use their spidey senses for just a second. Hakeem Jeffries votes in favor of Israel. Hakeem Jeffries still doesn't call what's happening in Gaza genocide. Hakeem Jeffries takes all this money from AIPAC. Hakeem Jeffries is in the pocket of big money, big donors. How is that any different from Chuck Schumer? So why does Hakeem get a pass? Like, you can't say, and this is the thing, you can't say we're not going to support people that take money from AIPAC, but we'll give Hakeem a pass. You can't put out the call that Richie Torres needs to go, Chuck Schumer needs to go, but we're going to give Hakeem a pass. So here's what I think is going on, folks. We'll come back to this. Here's what I think is going on. I would not be surprised if Hakeem Jeffries or someone from his staff have already approached certain politicians in the House, in the Democratic Party, and told them, AOC, if you want to run for Chuck Schumer's seat, I'll endorse you as long as you don't support a challenge against me. AOC, if you're considering that presidential run in 2028, I get behind you and support you for that, as long as you don't support a challenge to my seat. These are backroom deals, and it's not okay, and everybody needs to call it out. It's just, this is insane. That's how it works, though. They make these agreements behind the scenes, like, you back me, I back you. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. There's a lot of that in politics. It goes on a little bit more here to say, AOC told, we did that part, sorry. But she added, I certainly don't think a primary challenge to the leader is a good idea right now. So here we go again with the now is not the right time. And many of us have heard this all our lives. Now is not the right time. AOC demurred on other races, declining to weigh in on whether she would support New York City Comptroller Brad Lander if he runs against Representative Dan Goldman. Now let's get into Ossé. Ossé filed paperwork with the FEC on Monday to run for Jeffries' district, which covers portions of Brooklyn. He said in a statement he's exploring a run because Democratic leadership is not only failing to effectively fight back against Donald Trump, they have also failed to deliver a vision that we can all believe in. So something else I want to add here, when he talks about a vision and something we all believe in. I could have sworn just a month or so ago, people were calling for new leadership out there, new faces, more younger people. Zoran Mondami won Hakeem Jeffries' district. Chi Ossé is likely to have a similar platform. This doesn't make any sense that they're telling people, no, I'm not going to support a primary challenge to Hakeem Jeffries. No, you guys should not run against Hakeem. Why does Hakeem get a pass? Everyone start asking that question because he's just as corrupt. Nina Turner is calling it out. Nina Turner said, you cannot support progress and support Representative Jeffries, one or the other. She said another one here. The leader of the Democratic Party in the House should be unwavering on labor rights. This is what folding looks like. People are tired of this. And she's referring to this article here that says Hakeem Jeffries stalls effort to restore federal workers' bargaining rights. It says here Representatives Adelita and Mike Lawler were poised to sign a discharge petition, to force a floor vote before the House Minority Leader stepped in. This is insane. So this isn't even just about Gaza. This is also about labor. And this is who they believe should not face a challenge. Something is happening. So something is happening here. So it's not okay. Now let me tell you about this part. Chi Ossé, Gen Z activist and council member in Brooklyn, has filed paperwork to run in the 2026 Democratic primary against the pro-Israel U.S. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. And you would think, and here's the thing, you would think that the progressive wing of the Democratic Party would be excited about this. You would think they would be cheering this guy on. You would think they would get behind them with all the energy that they have. But no, they don't even want him to run. So I know some deals have been made. A call went out. Here's a couple of posts from Chi here. I don't even know what else to say at this point. Shame on every single person who is continuing to allow this genocide to happen. Free fucking Palestine, man. Here's another one. My original tweet, Israel is a terror state. Shame on every single person who is continuing to defend the ongoing genocide of the Palestinian people. You will be remembered poorly in history. Continued prayers for the people of Gaza. Hakeem is one of those people who was continuing to defend Israel. Tonight in the United States of America, we are witnessing a militarized police force funded by NYC taxpayers arresting American students in the name of a foreign country that's carrying out a genocide. This is who they don't want to support. So you can't have it both ways. You can't say we're going to fight back against big money. We're going to take a stand against AIPAC. But then you say Hakeem can stay. Deals have been made, and there's something else that's fishy going on. And I got to show you guys this as well, because everyone's talking about Ossé, and I just found it very strange that media is blacking out Vance Bostic. Vance Bostic announced that he was running against Hakeem Jeffries back in July of this year. And they're pretending like he doesn't even exist. And everyone's doing it. This is very weird to me, you guys. You got to start asking some questions here. Ken Klippenstein shared, Ossé has officially launched a primary campaign for Hakeem Jeffries' seat. So here's the paperwork. He's filed. But AOC and all the rest of them are letting him know now that he is not going to get their support. They're not going to endorse him because they don't believe that Hakeem Jeffries should face a challenge. You are keeping the corruption in by not supporting Hakeem getting out of there, because Hakeem is corrupt. And I don't want to hear this, well, we can move Hakeem. No, you can't. He was bought and paid for a long time ago. They got him a long time ago. There was a progressive that ran against Hakeem Jeffries back in the day. His name was Charles Barron. He's a Black Panther. Charles Barron was winning that race. Next thing you know, there's a smear against Charles Barron that he's anti-Semitic. Of course, it comes from David Duke, who I believe is an op. And Hakeem Jeffries soars in the polls after that smear. That's how Hakeem got that seat. Otherwise, Charles Barron, who's a member of the Black Panther Party, would have been in that seat. So what the hell is really going on? So everyone's talking about Ossé, but they are seriously pretending as though this guy is not running. And this is why I told you guys, this is why I'm registered no party affiliate. Because party games give you party names, party games. Parties like to play games. It's always about, at the end of the day, what's best for the party, not what's best for the district, not what's best for the people. It's about what's best for the party. So Vance Bostic was here a couple of days ago. And I asked him this question because I noticed it then. Don't you think it's strange, Vance, that people are pretending as though you're not running? Listen to this. It was right here. It was reported by the New York Post that he's going to challenge Hakeem Jeffries. And I noticed I didn't see any corporate media cover that there was already somebody running against Hakeem Jeffries, which is you. And so I found that very strange because, again, when I looked at Ballotpedia, you're already there, already listed. What do you think why is this happening? Why are they not writing articles about your challenge against Hakeem?
You know, I think partly it's because I am just a regular person and the system isn't designed for regular people to enter it. So when people do this, I think it's weird, but they should cover everybody that's running. But when people who don't have a following or they don't think is a valuable winner, you know, a lot of it is focused on money too. I don't think that they think that I can raise money. And I think that they put too much pressure onto raising money.
Bingo. That's what it comes down to. They are looking to see who can raise the most money for the party. And I believe that's why they're pretending like he doesn't exist. And I got to tell you guys, like, this one to me, it gives me Bernie vibes. It takes me back to when corporate media was trying to ignore Bernie Sanders and pretend like he wasn't even there. It's taking me back to those days. But I'm seeing this happen with people who supported other candidates that have a similar platform to Vance Bostic. And it's just so weird to me. They don't want to talk about it. This is what Vance said on Twitter. He said, they are big time ignoring this. I have been running since July, from being suppressed on the internet to being ignored by media. This has been an uphill battle trying to make a reach, but none of this will deter me, I think he means, because real change in the system is a top priority. Like, to me, this is just, this is wild as hell. And it seems like to me, behind the scenes, people got together and they decided, well, we're going to get behind this guy, even before he had announced he was running, but they're totally ignoring this guy. Vance reached out to me again. For one, Vance reached out to me to come onto the show. And I'm registered no party affiliate. I vote third party. But I didn't tell him no. Vance told me he has reached out to other media and they won't let him come on. They're ignoring him. What the hell is going on? I let him come on, but they won't let him come on. Doesn't that seem weird to you guys? How is that any different than corporate media? So Vance says he's not going to, turn down. He's not going to stop here. He's going to keep going and keep doing what he's doing. And I just feel I don't like this. I don't like when there's like this media blackout, whether you support that candidate or not. It's some fuckery going on around here. So like I said, a call went out that Hakeem Jeffries should not have a challenger. And I don't know who that call came from, but it came from somebody, damn it. And everybody needs to call it out. Hey guys, this was a Sabby clip. If you like what you saw, hit that like button and subscribe.